Good afternoon, Shaggy Turf here. Anyway, we're back here at Reasoner. This is the dike that we mow. I've said this a few times, but we mow the dike and we mow their lagoons here. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to get down here for a couple weeks. We try to mow this at least twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month. But with all the rain and catching up our regular customers, this one got pushed back, and now we're going to pay the price because it has gotten extremely tall. In some places it is up past my knee, in some places it's up past my waist. His mower is almost as tall as his mower. Kind of almost in spots, all you can just see is just him right on the top. It doesn't looks like he's trying to walk through a hayfield. But what we're gonna try to do is he put it on this highest setting, and he's gonna just knock it down as best as he can, and then hopefully we're gonna try our hardest to get back here next week and try to get this under control, so that it's hit or miss for this. Unfortunately, like I said, with all this rain that we keep having, it rained all day, pretty much yesterday and all day the day before. And so now, here we are again, getting towards the end of the week. It's Thursday, and we're gonna start getting behind again on our regular yards. It's that time of the season. It's just that time of the season where it rains a couple days, and then it'll be good a couple days, and you just think you're just catching up and you're doing good, and then it rains a couple days and you start getting behind again, and those couple of yards that you did at the beginning of the week need redone again, and and then the warm weather hits and the grass starts just popping up like crazy. And that's the season. That's how it goes. When it gets closer to the end of July, August, that's usually knock on wood, usually when it kind of slows down for the rain, but then the heat pops up, and then it's hit and miss on the grass. You might have some yards that grow like crazy, and then you have that, the people take care of it and they fertilize it and they water it, and they and then you have other yards where they don't, so it doesn't grow as quickly in those hotter summer months. That's just the way it goes. I know, like last year, we were behind most of the summer, and then it was like around the end of August, actually August and September, when we were finally starting to catch up and get regular on time, and could pretty much know, okay, those are our Monday yards, those are our Tuesday yards, and stuff like that. And we mowed all the way up into November. It was insane. Normally we have snow in November, but it just was kind of a weird season where we were mowing in November. It was warm weather, and I don't know. We got kind of a late start today. We have one of our work trucks. Unfortunately, the brake caliper was, I'm gonna hop in this truck and start this real quick. The brake caliper was freezing up in the back. We had been driving it and working in it all day, and got home to unload, and the back driver's side rear tire was smoking. Of course, I hopped out of the truck like, whoa, it's smoking. And our brake caliper on it had froze up. So we went and we got a brake caliper. We switched it, put it on, bled the brakes, did everything, and that one was still sticking. So we looked it up, and there's a line in the back. I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's got a particular name. I'm not a mechanic, I don't know, but there's a line that goes in the back to the actual brake wire or lines, and that part there, it wears out and it gets to the point where it won't release brake fluid. It clogs up and won't release brake fluid into the calipers and stuff. So we try to find the brake line, that particular line. We have went to several different places. We bought one we thought could possibly be it, but we're looking at it and we're like, wow, that doesn't look like the same thing, and we got it home and it wasn't. It just seems it's a 2001 Ford F-150. It's one of our older ones, but it just seems like we're having a really hard time and bad luck trying to find parts for that. I don't know if it's just the year, or I don't know, but I guess what we're kind of decided is that we're gonna just take the actual line off that we need. We're gonna take it off. We're gonna take it to the auto shops and the places and say, this is what it looks like, this is what we need, and see if they can help us out. We've been to several different places and they all seem to be trying to give us the same thing, so I don't know, we'll have to see what happens. So yeah, but anyway, back to the mowing. Like I said, he was gonna do this one, and then we're gonna head over to the lagoons and see what they look like, and possibly knock them down. Unfortunately, with it mowing all day, or raining all day yesterday, the lagoons can be a little treacherous. They have parts that are very steep where you could possibly slide off and hit it and go into the lagoon, and believe me, you don't want to end up in the lagoons. They had a couple years back, the guy that was mowing the lagoons, he went in it several times and they had to come and bail him out, and that is a nasty situation. If anybody knows anything about the lagoons, you know exactly what they're for and what they're about, and you do not want to end up in those. No. So if he's kind of testing out how the grass is on this hill to decide what we're gonna do. We might possibly just knock out maybe the top, because it's kind of flat on the top portion of the lagoons. It's when you get closer to the angles that you don't want to be near. So maybe it might be possible that we just go and just knock out the top portion, and then when we come back to try to fix this, I mean, you could see he's struggling. I mean, it's hard to tell, but yeah, it's not a good situation. He's probably going, 4 times slower than he normally goes, just to try to push through this stuff. I tell you what though, that Hustler, it can knock it down. Surprisingly, it does a really, really good job. But when it gets this tall, most of you out there that know anything about mowing, when it gets this tall, it's all about slow and go. The slower you go, the wear and tear on your machine on tall stuff like this, you can't rip through it. You can't go fast. There's not, you just can't. But we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna look at the lagoons, and then we have about a 2-acre plot that's in between here and Newton, our hometown, that we're gonna stop and we're gonna do his. It's an older gentleman that he was mowing it, and then his mower decided to put out on him, and he was getting up there in age, and he's just like, instead of fixing it, he decided just to get a hold of somebody and have them do it. And so we're gonna go do his, and then head back into town and probably do a few in town. It's supposed to be nice the next several days, so hopefully, knock on wood, we'll get caught up and start all over again next week. Fortunately, we might have to work this weekend. I don't know. We'll have to see. That's the cycle of things. You have to do what you gotta do. Usually, like I said, towards the end of summer is when we actually start getting to the point where we're on a pretty regular schedule and know our Monday yards, know our Tuesday yards, and know our Wednesday yards. I know a lot of lawn care people out there, they just, if they can't mow their Wednesday yards, they don't do it until the following Wednesday or whatever. They try to keep a normal schedule. We should probably do that. It'd make more sense if we did that, have certain yards, certain times, but we don't have too much travel to do. We have a few out-of-town ones that we do. We're slowly expanding out of town, but most of ours are in town. So, it's kind of one of those things where we know which of our customers are like, I want it done weekly, period. And that's the ones that we concentrate. The ones that are picky. The ones that, hey, you better be here every 7 days, period. If my yard's a Tuesday, you better be here Tuesday or somewhere near there. Those are the ones that we concentrate the most on. And then it kind of trickles down from there. This obviously is one of the ones that is hit and miss, unfortunately. And like I said, we pay the price for that. But if you if you want to keep growing your business, you got to make sure you satisfy those picky customers. Yeah. So I'm gonna cut this video off before it gets too long, and I want to thank you guys again for watching, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.